Then the next solid will be the concentric equals 5 2-frequency cubes. It's exactly twice the size of the rhombic triconta. It's twice this, it would be placed in here. I have not researched this thoroughly yet, so there is a slight chance I am wrong in this one instance, which does not affect the whole hierarchies, since at this point we are already way behind the 5 basic solids of the synergetic concentric hierarchy. Only now, after these 3 solids, triconta, tetrahedron, and concentric, only now we could have that 20 volume cube octahedron. The big difference between these two systems is the relative magnitude and order, like in the case of the 2.5 volume cube octahedron labeled half frequency and the 20 tet volume cube octahedron labeled 1 frequency. Both labels are wrong. There is also wrong relations among many solids. Octahedron being 4 times that of the coupler is incorrect. Synergetics say, let me put this in here, that this octahedron is 4 times the size of the coupler. This is the synergetics or Zubek coupler also. Its volume is exactly the same as this tetrahedron. Well, in synergetics they say that the octahedron is 4 times larger. Well, it is. The problem is that this is 2 frequency and this is 1 frequency. In synergetics they have that confused that these are all same frequencies and then they're coming up with these numbers. When in reality, when I flip this around, we see that there is an octahedron inside of this, and that's the relative relation. So the octahedron is actually half the size of the coupler and not other way around. Or they say the unit octet, which is this one. This is a unit octet. This unit octet, they say, is same as the rhombic dodecahedron. Well, it's not. This one is 8 times smaller as the rhombic dodecahedron. The problem is that in synergetics, the unit octet is like this. So we have the same shape, and yes, indeed, now they are same, equivalent in volume. The problem is this is indeed 1 frequency, but these are 2 frequency. So we see that this is the true relations and not this. So they're mixing the frequency. These are just one of many examples. Synergetics cannot model with identical spheres. You need 2 kind of spheres if you want to model everything. And of course, not one lowest common denominator example exists. So all what Fuller had designed for modeling the concentric hierarchy, the backbone of synergetics, a system to replace the XYZ or to replace the cube as the volume unit, all that, how nature works, all that simplicity, and all the lowest common denominator claims actually do not exist and cannot be modeled accurately, nor consistently, nor demonstrating any claimed parsimonic principles at all. That only can be done with the Z cube and its components as demonstrated. Now then, after that, we have a synergetics cube equals 576 modulus. This cube would be after that cube octahedron. It would be labeled 2 frequency in synergetics. Actually, it is a 4 frequency. It is only here that synergetics can model the dualtet cube. This is where we model the dualtet cube at this level in synergetics, like that. And it's a big difference since in the Z system we done all these cubes at this level, face-centered, body-centered, hexagonal close packing, Nuclei, the 12 around 1 cube. The top and body centered cube, not even known to synergetics modeling. We done all this at the beginning with the same single cube, where synergetics does this actually at the 4 frequency level. Then we have a Zubek cube equals 192 regular tet volume. That's a 4 frequency cube, would be same as the 576 modular synergetics cube. Then we have a synergetics octahedron, would be 768. 8 A and B modules would be 4 frequency, synergetics would call it 2 frequency. Then we have a Z octahedron, 256 regular tet volumes, that would be 4 frequency. So we could go on and on to infinity. This is just the beginning of errors. Strangely, no one in decades have brought up any of these crucial errors. Synergetics only appears to be correct when Martians do the math. Kirby also does lots of typo corrections since my involvement with synergetics, which indicates that he himself and all the Synergio followers were not aware of any other concentric hierarchy modeling, as you yourself have also admitted. The polyhedra structuring is like the periodic table of elements. We can place a solid at correct place. We can pinpoint what is missing, that it's missing in here, missing in the order, and predict the existence of the next solid as far we wish to go. Apparently, this kind of reasoning is absent if all of the synergetics thinking, even though they call Fuller works the geometry of thinking. Well, what kind of thinking? Fuzzy logic? Absurd reasoning? Clear only to a handful of individuals, and even these few debating among themselves. To these few, Fuller is right under any circumstances, but that is not science. So I showed the synergetics and the Z system using 2 different regular tetrahedrons as the volume units. The third system is same, but the unit volume is half of the Z regular tetrahedron. That would be this. And the octant and a solid kite. These 3. They would be volume 1. We are using irregular as the most minimal system, irreducible any further, to accomplish the same account. We're using the same cube, we're using the same spheres, just different tetrahedrons. And since synergetics is the study of the behavior of the system, unpredicted by the behavior of its parts taken separately, the individual tetrahedra components are irrelevant, but the overall labeling, order, magnitude, the relative relations between solids, the vast diversity, the lowest common denominator, and the outcome of the hierarchy have to be consistent as a whole in any accounting. This is very, very relevant. Unfortunately, appears not to be true in synergetics modeling at all.